Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make this viral crochet shorts. So this is a yarn that I will be using, and this one is the Red Heart brand, and it is actually recycled. I actually pulled out a sweater that I had. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it, and I actually got four skeins here, and this is just from the sleeve only. So it was this big like a balloon sleeve kind of thingy sweater, and I decided that I wanted to recycled the yarn because I have had the sweater for about 4 to 5 years now, and I just said I wanted to do something with it instead of using a brand new yarn. So this yarn here is brand new, and this is some leftover that I have, and I will be using this as well to work with the shorts. So guys, you will need your 5.5mm crochet hook, also your scissors and measuring tape, and also you will need your darning needle. So guys, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love this tutorial and you'll be able to make one of your own in whatever size. So guys, let's jump in the video. So guys, to begin, I am using my 5.5mm crochet hook. You are going to make a slip knot, so you can make your slip knot however comfortable you feel. So what you're gonna do is you are going to be making some chains, and you're gonna make the chains to fit your waist size, and also to be able to go over your hips. So you are not gonna make it exactly as your waist size is, so you're gonna make it a lot bigger. I'm not sure how many chains that I will be doing, but I'll let you know once I am there. So make sure that you make your chains loosely because we will be working into the back bumps. So I am just going to go ahead and make my chains, and then I'll be back with you. So now I have come to the end, and this is what it looks like. So this will be the waistline here. So I did the measurement. It's a bit crooked to show it to you, but you can do your own measurement. So this is measuring 18 inches in length, and that will be times 2 without stretching. That will be 36. So the waistline will be 36 here. So that is a little bit over the amount for the actual waist size, which is 34 that I'm doing for, and the hip size would be 46. So this will be able to stretch to the hip size, so don't worry about it. So I'm just giving you like the estimation of how you can work your own size. Just work up your rows and make sure you do your measurement for your hip size and also your waist, so you can know how much chains that you need to do, and how fitted you want the shorts to be. So what you're going to do now is you are going to go ahead and slip stitch into the first chain here, and you're going to make sure that your work is not twisted. So let me just try doing that. So make sure that this part is facing upwards to you. And then you're just going to go ahead and insert your hook into that first stitch. And as I told you, we will be working into the back bumps. Okay, so now that I have done so, I'm going to chain 1. And into that same stitch, you are going to yarn over and make your first double crochet. So working into the back bumps. It's a bit harder to work in the back bumps, but if you do your stitches loosely, then it will not be so much of a problem. Instead of chaining 1, chain 2. So that's more easier for the height of the double crochet. So sorry about that. Okay, so that's our first double crochet here. And then you're going to yarn over, going to the next stitch. Again, you're working into the back bumps. So continue to do that all the way until you get to the end, and then I will meet you back there. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just going to make my slip stitch. And this is what the waist looks like. So I can do the measurement. so you can see. So without stretching, it is measuring from this end to this end here. It is measuring 18 inches. So moving on, what you're gonna do now is you're gonna chain up 2, 1 and 2. You're gonna turn your work, and into each and every stitch you are gonna place a 1 double crochet. So this is how you're gonna end and start each row, by slip stitching, chaining 2, and then making sure that you put your first double crochet in that same stitch that you just slip stitch, and you're just gonna turn each time. So each time you complete a row, you will do a change. You will turn your work. Let me just say that. So I am going to do about 14 rows, and once I am there, I will meet back with you. So there it is. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come back to the end. I just wanted to show you again how to finish off your row. So you will slip stitch. Now that you have done so, you are going to chain up 2, 1, 2, turn your work again. Make sure that you go into, if you notice that you can't go into that same stitch that you just slip stitch, you can do it afterwards, because you can see that there's a stitch right there into the back. So if you don't do it here at the beginning, if it is too tight to go in there, you can do it once you come back around this side. But make sure that you don't miss that stitch, because you need to have your total amount that you start with. I have 140 and I need to end with 140 chains. So make sure that you do that, okay? So I am just gonna go in from the beginning and just continue to do my double crochet. So I will see you at the end of my rows. So as I told you, I'm going to do about 14 rows, and I'll meet you there. Guys, and now I have come to the end of my row, and I did 14 rows as I told you before. And I'm just going to chain 1 for now, and this is what it looks like so far. This is where we did our joining, but what I'm going to do is I am going to put this joining on the side of the shorts. So I'm gonna let it stay on this side. So I went ahead and I already marked out my leg opening. So from here to here is 35, and from here to here is 35. So it's the same on the other side as well. Remember, I did 140, so whatever number that you did, or if you do the same, that's how you will count out yours. You'll make sure that you have the same amount for this leg and the same amount for this leg. So what I'm going to do is, since I am going to rejoin my yarn, I am just going to fasten off here. And then I am going to rejoin my yarn here. So now that I have done so, I am going to chain. So you can chain from 16 to 20 chains depending on how wide you want the crotch to be. So I am going to go up to 18 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So now that I have done my 18, I'm going to go over to the next stitch marker, and if you don't want to lose your stitch, you can just leave a stitch marker there, into a slip stitch. Turn your work. I think I should have, yeah, I am doing this actually on the wrong side. So let me just take this out. I should have turned my shorts over before I do this, so my apologies. But either side that you use they're technically the same, but I want to do it on the side where I actually start my first row on, so it's on this side. Okay, so now let me go ahead and rejoin my yarn. So I apologize on that, guys. So you're just going to repeat the same thing that I just said. Join your yarn, chain 18 if you're doing the same size that I am doing. If you're doing it a little bit smaller, you can do 16 chain, or you can do 18 chain or 20 for bigger. So go ahead and make your 18 chain, and then I will meet back with you. Guys, now I have come to my 18th stitch, and I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch into where I have my stitch marker here. Turn my work, and you can remove the stitch marker. So it's gonna look a little bit weird, so you can redo this since we're turning this way, and just do your slip stitch like this. Okay, so now that you have slip stitch, you're going to chain up 1, 2, 3. And by the way, this is measured 7 inches in length. So let me just show you. I should have showed you that before. So there, 7 inches. So now you are going to work into the same stitch that you just do your chain up to. You're going to go back in there, and you're going to place 1 double crochet. Chain 2 is not a stitch. Go ahead, continue making double crochets all the way around until you get back to here, and I'll meet you there. Guys, now I have come to my last stitch here, and that is the stitch where we join our chain here. Now you are going to go into each and every stitch. So this one is not a stitch. This is where I did that chain 1 to just join my yarn. So I'm going to go into that first stitch there. So it's just depending on how you join your yarn. So that's 1, 2, 3, and you're just basically going to continue doing this, making 1 double crochet into each and every stitch. You should have 18 stitches going along here. Once you get to here, I'll meet you there. And now I have come to the end, and I have 18 stitches. Now I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch on top of our first double crochet. We're going to chain up 2, and now that we chain our 2, you are going to turn your work. So you're basically doing it just the same as we did before. So now that I have turned my work, I am going to go ahead and yarn over and go back into that same stitch that we did our slip stitch, and you're going to place 1 double crochet there. Continue making double crochets all the way around until you get back to the end here. You will just slip stitch and start again. So you will repeat the same thing over and over until you get your desired length. So I'm not sure how many rows that I will be doing, so I'll let you know once I am there. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and this is my last stitch, but I'm not going to finish. I am now going to get my pink, and I'm going to join my pink here. I'm going to give it a tie and fasten off. So I did a total of 7 rows for the leg. So you can do less or you can do more. I noticed that this short is like a booty shorts, but if you don't want to do it like a booty shorts, you can add more rows. You can add even more rows than the 7 that I did, but I just did 7. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slip stitch here, chain 1, and this time I'm not gonna turn. I am just gonna go ahead and make single crochets all the way around. So I am going to weave in these tail ends as I go along. So go back into that same stitch and place a single crochet, and into each and every stitch 1 single crochet around. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I'm just going to go ahead and fasten off here. So leave a little tail end so you can have it to weave in. Now I'm going to get my darning needle, and I'm just going to weave in this. So you're going to go through your 2 loops on this side into this stitch, both loops, pull through, and then you're going to go through the back loop on the other side and downward. And that will give it a nice clean finish there. Then you're just going to go ahead and weave in the remainder tail end. So you can weave it anywhere you want to. Just make sure that it is not showing on the other side. Okay, so now that I've done so, I'm just going to go ahead, fasten off from there, cutting off the excess yarn, and this is what it looks like so far. So moving on to the next leg, you are going to rejoin your yarn into where we join here. So you're just going to do the chain up. Let me just see which side I want to do it on. I'm going to do it on this side. Yes, I'm going to rejoin here. Chain 1 and 2. And into our first stitch, so where you have the stitches here, you're just gonna place a 1 double crochet there. So you're gonna go into your first stitch here, place a double crochet into the next, so you make sure that it's 18 stitches that you have inside the crotch area here. So I'm going to do that all the way until I get to here, and I'll meet you guys. And now I have come to where we had joined previously here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go into this stitch, but I'm not going to do it as an extra stitch. I am just going to do it like an invisible stitch, because I don't want to have an extra stitch in this row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over, go into the stitch and make a double crochet. I'm going to pull through 2. I'm going to go into our first stitch on this leg, and we're going to yarn over, pull through 2. We have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, and that is going to eliminate that stitch. It's just that it's going to make sure that it is nicely done there. So now you're just going to go ahead and you are going to make your double crochets all the way around. Continue making double crochets until you get back to here, and I'll meet you there. guys, and now I have come to the end, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do the same thing as I did when I was starting off on the other side here, around there. So I am going to make a double crochet, but I'm not going to finish, and into the same little part there I'm just going to go in there, make a double crochet. I have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, so that eliminates the extra stitch. Now you're going to slip stitch on top of your first double crochet, chain 1, 2, and turn your work, and you're just basically going to continue making your double crochet by working into the first stitch that you made, sorry, the first stitch that you just slip stitch in. You will continue to make your stitch there for each and every row. So don't forget to make your first double crochet into the stitch that you slip stitch. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way around. Once I get back to here, I'm just going to slip stitch and chain 2 and turn my work again. So remember, I did a total of 7 rows, so you're going to do the same. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just making my last stitch, and I'm just going to pull up. I already fastened off, and now I am just going to repeat the same thing that I did on the other leg. So insert your needle into both loops and into the back loop on the other side. And then weave in the remainder tail end. Take your time so that the stitch does not get small. So now that I've done so, we are going to work on the waistband. So I noticed that this shorts is a low rider kind of shorts, and this is what the crotch area here looks like. So there it is. You can see the leg of the shorts. So yeah, so as I was saying, I noticed that this short is a low rider, but I'm gonna add a little bit of waistband on top. So I'm just gonna find one of the sides. I'm gonna find one of the sides that I was working on. It's so hard to find. Oh, I actually find it here. Okay, so I am going to go into our first stitch here, and I am going to attach the same color that I am using. I'm just gonna give it a chain. If you have your own way of attaching your yarn, you can do so. Okay, so now that I've done so, I'm just gonna chain 2, or I could chain 1 because I did chain 1 before. Okay, so now you are going to yarn over. You're gonna go in the next stitch. I'm just gonna go in the next one instead of going into this. So I'm technically eliminating 1 stitch. So I am just gonna make a double crochet. Sorry, I am going to make a double crochet, but I am not gonna make it on top. I am gonna make it like a front post double crochet, and then I'm gonna do a back post double crochet. So you're gonna yarn over, go in from the front, and you're gonna make a front post double crochet. Yarn over, go in from the back, and you're gonna make a back post double crochet. Front post and back post. So before I even go any further, if you try your shorts and this part does not go up enough for you, you can add more rows on the top, and once you're satisfied with the amount of rows, then you can add on the waistband. But if not, if this is okay, then you can just add the waistband on just as I am doing. So I am just letting you know that. So I'm just going to go ahead, continue doing this all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. Guys, now I have come to the end here, and now I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch. And if you notice, I'm using a different color hook, which is a different size. This one is a size 5, so I changed from the 5.5 because I wanted a more closer stitch for the waist, even though the strings will be in there, but I just needed the waist to come in a little bit. So my apologies for not letting you know that in the beginning, but I'll put it on the screen so that you will see it. So now, chaining 2, you're gonna do a double crochet where you have a double crochet, sorry, a front post double crochet, and where you have a back post double crochet, you will do a back post double crochet. So you'll just repeat that all the way around. So front post, and then back post, front post, and then a back post. Repeat that, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end here, just making my last double crochet, but I'm not going to finish. I am going to join my pink color. We're going to do some single crochets on top. So you can fasten off. And then you can slip stitch, chain 1, and you can weave this tail end in as you go along. So into that first stitch, you're going to place a single crochet, and you're going to single crochet on top of each front post and back post double crochet. So continue to do this all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I'm just going to go ahead and fasten off. And just as I did before, I am just going to repeat the same thing. So insert your hook into both loops on this side and into the back loop on the other side. And then you can go ahead and weave your tail end in. So I'll do that and I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I have come to the end of weaving in my tail end, and I went ahead and I laced one part of our shorts here. So I am going to show you how to make this I-cord. I do have a tutorial on how to make the I-cord and other types of cords, so I will link that video next to this one. But just to show you quickly, so I used the 5.5. So you're going to make a slip knot. Once you have done so, you are going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now that you have your chain 3, you're going to insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, into the second stitch, pull up a loop. You're going to you're going to pull through 2 loops. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first one here, insert your hook into the next loop, pull through, and you're going to go into the last one, yarn over, and pull through. So you're always going to finish off with 3 loops on the hook. So you're going to pull through from 2 of the loops. You're going to get your yarn there, pull through your first loop, insert into the next, pull through, insert into the next, and pull through. And as you go along, it will get easier, and you will notice that your card starts to get longer and longer. So there, make sure that you pull up on your loops whenever you're doing your, it's like a slip stitch kind of thing. So you can see the card starts to form. So you will just continue to do that until you get to your desired length of what you want the strap to be. I'm not sure how long these straps are, so I went ahead and I made 2. And this is what it is. So again, you can make it as long as you want. And what you can do is to make sure that it is enough. You can, once you have enough of the string that you made, you can lace it in as you go along, and then you can just continue to work on the string until you get to your desired length. So what I did was so I am going to leave out some stitches here, 1 2 3 4 5, and I am going to go start into this one here. So we're not working into these, so you're just going to push your string through, and you can either count the amount of stitches that you want to miss. So I am going to miss 1 2 3 4 and 5, and then I'm going to come up into here. Then I'm going to skip 5 again. You can skip 3, you can skip 4, or you can skip 5. Any amount that you want to skip. 1 2 3 4 5. Then I'm going to go back down here. And this is how you're going to lace it right across until you reach to the next end here. So I will see you here. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and let me just pull on this so I can get a little bit more length around this side. So what you're gonna do is to put your shorts together, you're just gonna go like this, and it will just fit your waist nicely. So you can always pull down on that, and then you will just give it a tie. I kind of deliberately made one of my string longer than the other, so you can see one is more dangling than the other one. So there it is. Well, the shorts is now completed. So if you want to accessorize this shorts, so there's the crotch, you can go ahead and do so. So I have some coasters that I had made in a previous tutorial, and I decided that I am gonna go ahead and attach these onto the shorts like this. So what do you think about that? It is looking super cute. I actually like the way how it looks. So I am gonna go ahead and sew these on, or we'll glue them on. Glue is easier, or I can sew it. So guys, this is the end of making our shorts. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I hope that you were able to make one of these shorts on your own in whatever size that you want to make it in. I will be putting in the description box more information on this video. I don't know the amount of yarn that I use, honestly, because as I told you, this is recycled yarn that I used to make the shorts. But make sure that you have at least a skein of 360 yards, and that should be good. So guys, remember to like the video so this channel can grow. Also comment, tell me what you think, and share the video. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.